Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another anime review of a series that I just recently finished watching for the summer as well. I actually just, like a few minutes ago, put up my episode 13 review of it, which was the final episode. So, if you haven't seen that yet, you may want to go check it out. And, yeah, and this is Daybreak Illusions. Alright. It was directed by Keizo Kusakawa and produced by Akito Yokoyama and written by Michiko Ito, and the music's by Tatsuya Kato, and it's by Studio AIC, licensed by Aniplex of America, and it originally ran from July 6, 2013 till today, September 28, 2013. And it ran for a total of 13 episodes, as I just said. There is also a manga series based on it, written by Sole Viola and illustrated by Koki Kato and produced by Square Enix, and the demographic is shonen, more like magical girl. And magazine is Gangen Online, and originally ran from June 2013, and it's still ongoing. Okay then, very new. You may want to look that up and review it by the chapter. And also has a light novel based on it, which is written by Michiko Ito and illustrated by Gomoku Akatsuki and published by Kodokawa Shoten, and demographic is male. Oh, I guess you could call it that, but I don't know. Well, I guess it's a series that could be directed towards both genders, really, because it does have a lot of action, but it's also a magical girl series, so, you know. And originally ran from June 10th, 2013, and it's still ongoing. Alright. So, yeah, anyways, let's just get into the review. Daybreak Illusions follows the story of our main protagonist, Akari Tayo, who lives with her auntie, and I'm not sure if all three of them are her aunts, but I know that at least one of them is, who are fortune tellers, and she's being taught to fortune tell with them. However, at the beginning of the series, she starts to go to a new fortune telling school. However, she soon learns that it's not all that is correct, or it's not exactly as she originally thought it was going to be. In reality, every student at that school has magic powers, and they use them to fight creatures known as the daimonia, that preys on a person's fears and darkest desires, and then takes them over. Alright, and that's the basic synopsis of it. Akari's mother was actually one of these warriors as well. However, before she died, so Akari had to take over. Akari's mother died at the beginning of the series, basically. While at the school, she meets people who she meets three girls who around her age, I guess, who soon end up becoming her good friends. All right, Luna Tsukuyomi, Ginka Shirokane, and Sierra Hoshikawa. Sierra, it actually takes a lot while for her to become friends with Akari, but it does happen eventually. And that's the basic gist of what goes on in this anime. There are other characters too, like Atia Visonetti and Ariel Valentel Westcott and Christella Twilight and Meltina Melvis, who are and the four of them are basically the I guess like the staff and teachers of the school and whatnot. And then there's three kind of minor characters, which I really don't like because they're kind of annoying. Mutsuki Tendo, Mutsumi Tendo, and Nanase Tendo, who are three homunculus girls who work at the command center of the Sephiro Fiore, which is the name of the school, Nagataki branch. They conduct various research experiments and use dimensional devices to send the elemental Terra user to the location of a daimonia attack. Their card is Wheel of Fortune. I don't think that's actually been revealed in the anime, so that's kind of a spoiler. Oops. Yeah, but they are kind of annoying though, because it's like they're not nearly the most annoying anime characters I've ever seen, but it's like whenever one of them finishes a sentence, the other will always reply with the last word. Or one of them will always reply with the last word that the previous said. It's really fucking annoying. Now, one thing that was kind of odd is that it's referenced a few times in the series that there's 22 of these fighters, except there's only a few of them that I've noticed though. Akari, Sierra, Luna, Ginka, Atia, Ariel, Priscilla, Meltina, and I'm going to take a guess and say that the Tendo siblings are one card, because it only mentions one card here in their description. So yeah, that's just 9. There may be more that I don't remember, but still, they said 22, you know. So I'm guessing that maybe there'll be a second season to show some more, or maybe there's more in the manga and or light novel, you know, whatever. And about the cards though, the way that they summon upon their powers is using actually tarot cards, which are said to have the ability to choose people's destiny, and they choose their and each one of them has a different power for this. For example, in terms of Akari, it's fire, and that was the same for her mother. It's the power of the sun, I guess, is what they're trying to get at. You know, with Sierra, I believe it's supposed to be ice, if I'm not mistaken. Alright? And so yeah, each one has a different power with their tarot cards, which adds diversity to it and whatnot, obviously. And there's not really a whole lot more for me to say about the story or about the story. The characters are all really likable. Probably my favorite character would have to be Sierra, because she's the most. I feel it. Actually, I don't know if she's more well developed or if Akari would be. They're definitely very close in terms of character development. Both of them get a giant amount of it, but Sierra is definitely my favorite character because of how she changes over the course of the series. Alright, she starts out as a very cold and cynical person who believes that all daimonia are evil and all those who are taken over by daimonia are weak and don't deserve to be saved. Even if they could be saved, she doesn't believe that there is a way to save them. And to the end of the series, you know, if there is a way to save people who are taken over by daimonia, we never actually learn what that is. So, you know, and there could be a way, but we never actually learn what that is. Alright. However, she does change, and eventually, you know, she becomes very good friends with Akari and the other 2 girls who she seemed to only before have like a business relationship with in general. Alright. Now the main villain is a daimonia with free will named Cerebrum, who wished to mate with Akari, and that was like his plan. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that he probably originally wanted to do it with her mother, but her mother's dead, so now he's choosing Akari. Alright, and that was basically his grand plan. It didn't really say exactly why he wanted to do this though. I'm going to I'm going to guess and say that maybe he wanted to just create offspring with her so that there would be more free will daimonia like him roaming around, so that they would eventually rule. I don't know, but god dang it! Come on, thank you. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, but Cerebrum is a pretty believable villain. However, he's also a fairly cliche villain in the sense that all he wants, you know, he's the cliche psychotic villain who wants everything that he wants, and he doesn't care who he has to kill or take over, basically. Also, we didn't really get much in this season about the Luderios, or whatever the organization is called. Alright, which is kind of a disappointment. Now, my biggest problem with the plot, though, is that like this is classified as a deconstruction of the magical girl genre. And I'm not going to deny that. It definitely is. However, it's like, okay, we have over the course of the series, Ginka ends up dying, okay, and Luna ends up being taken over by a daimonia. And both of them are saved. It's like Luna, I believe Cerebrum just lets her go after a while, alright? And in terms of Ginka, she ends up coming back because she hears Akari's voice. This is my biggest problem with the plot. It's that because those two are saved, it makes it seem a lot less like a deconstruction of the harem genre. I know that it is, but like to me, a true deconstruction of the harem, magical girl. I mean, because to me, a true deconstruction of the magical girl genre would be like, you know, it can have a somewhat happy ending, but it can't have a perfectly happy ending, and this does. I mean, okay, maybe not 100%, because you know, Fuyuna's still dead, Akari's mother's still dead, you know. But other than that, it has probably about a 95% happy ending, 90% happy ending, something like that. And I'm kind of disappointed in that. Alright. So yeah, other than that, I didn't really have any problem with the characters, other than the clichéness of Cerebrum was kind of a disappointment, but I felt like it, but it's not a huge deal, it's just kind of a disappointment, a slight disappointment, I think. Alright. Then going over to the art style is very colorful and very pretty, and the animation is gorgeous. It's perfect, every step of the way, perfectly fluid, perfectly fucking fluid. I love the animation in the series, alright, and the fight scenes are so intense and so epic, the action-packed. So yeah, really no problems with the animation and art style in the series. Now the music is a mixed bag. You know, during the action scenes, it's perfect. I have no problem with the music during the action scenes and during the sentimental scenes. But during some of the other scenes, there's not really a whole lot of memorable tracks, which I didn't quite like. The opening is fucking awesome, and the ending is okay. It's not great, but it's not bad either. All right. So overall, I think it's about time that I wrap up this review. Overall, I'm going to give Daybreak Illusions a rating of a well-deserved 8 out of 10, because it's definitely one of my favorite anime of the summer, one of my favorite anime of the year so far as well, even though I didn't start watching seasonals until spring, but still, I really enjoyed this series. You know, it had its shortcomings, you know, in terms of Cerebrum's character, in terms of Ginka and Luna being saved, and in terms of some of the other random musical tracks not really being too, you know, too memorable. It was still a really good series, and I do definitely recommend it. So 8 out of 10 is what I'm going to give it as a rating. So yeah, anyways, I'm done. Okay, alright, so yeah. Anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.